So let's chat about the Brooklyn U-Haul driver that was suffering from a mental health crisis. And of course, he went on a violent rampage throughout Brooklyn. So according to ABC News, the U-Haul driver responsible for striking 9 people with a rented truck in Brooklyn was suffering from a mental health crisis and was off his medication. Suspect Wang Sor told New York police that he saw something invisible come towards his car, and that caused him to have a violent rampage through Brooklyn. Sor was charged with 1 count of murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. 4 people are hospitalized because of this incident, and Sor lived with his mother in Las Vegas and has 8 prior arrests from DWIs, evading a police officer, resisting arrest, and so much more that dates back to 2002.
This is interesting because I want to know what the process is to like rent a U-Haul, or whether this person was working for U-Haul or he had just rented out a U-Haul, because for someone who has DWIs under his belt and evading the police officers and things like that, have all of these charges under your belt already, this person should have never been behind the wheel to begin with. Well, I guess that also chalks up to whether his license got revoked. So if he still had his license, then like I guess he legally was able to.
Yeah.
But I think this is a really frustrating situation because unfortunately he did suffer the mental health crisis and things like that. But also, why did he have his license still? I'm really curious to like know those details, but unfortunately we don't know those details.
I think it all goes through, a point system, right? So I mean, I guess if you
have
the amount of points, then you still have your license, but I don't really know that for sure, like we don't know exactly what his case scenario was, but it is pretty easy to rent a U-Haul. I do know that for a fact. You basically just have to have like a license and pay like the little fee.
Yeah,
and that's about it. So it's really not that difficult to. But he rented the U-Haul for 30 days in Florida and made it all the way to New York.
That's insane.
So I mean,
he had to get somewhere.
It feels like he had somewhere to go.
Yeah, and I'm just curious of like from traveling from Florida to Brooklyn, where the misstep of like taking your meds was, and like I hope he gets the help that he needs, because obviously many have suffered on account of him not taking his meds, and
I wonder if he's even on meds.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something we don't know, but
that's true. Well, according to the story, he was off his medication. Okay. It seems that he is like medicated for whatever mental health issue he has, but it's really upsetting to see like when someone doesn't take their meds and like what the potential it could have. And like, this isn't to say that all people with mental health issues who don't take their meds are going to go on a rampage like this, right? But it's, I think, an important reminder to continue with your treatment if prescribed by a doctor and things like that.
I know for sure. I always try and make sure that the people I care about are continuing with their treatment.
Yeah, for sure.
Including myself. So it's always smart to
so another instance where unfortunately lives are lost, hearts go out to those victims. But we can go on to our next story for today. Nikki Haley announces Republican bid for president. Republican Nikki Haley announces her presidential bid for the 2024 general election. She was a governor in South Carolina and a United States ambassador for the United Nations. Haley released a video yesterday declaring her candidacy. This makes Haley the first Republican to officially challenge former President Donald Trump. Some Republicans are expected to announce presidential campaigns. It are Governor Ron DeSantis, former Vice President Mike Pence, and former Secretary of the State Mike Pompeo. So here's how I watched Nikki Haley's announcement video, actually.
Okay. And how did you feel?
I hated it.
Oh,
personally, I did.
Delightful.
But aside from that, some points I took away from it before I had to turn it off because I was just really frustrated about the structure of the video was one of her main talking points was the fact that she felt as though, as someone who came from a family of Indian immigrants, that people's discourse on racism in America was not valid, and that we are very lucky to live in America. And she also mentioned how like oh, real racism is the genocide that is happening in China, or real genocide is racism to Muslim people in other countries, and all these things. And I just thought that was such a tone deaf take. Tone deaf to the system that America has created, tone deaf to the feedback that's being said by Americans who are suffering as a result of the system, the inherently racist system that is in place in America. And so watching that announcement video, immediate turnoff for me.
Yeah.
And again, this is my own take, but at the same time, watching that, I'm like, you see how they're using propaganda in order to get traction, which is what every politician does, but it's just so frustrating to see when these people are supposed to be our future leaders. You're supposed to be educated.
You know, on both sides, whether it's Democrat or Republican, I would like to see less propaganda, more like genuine, which
be
the term politician literally does not have genuine anywhere in it.
It doesn't click.
Playing field, but you know, I wish that would change, and there would be a little bit more of genuine things said and announced. And I mean, I personally can't be against anybody running against Donald Trump, but
still, I was very, very concerned.
I'm still looking for that right candidate, and I'm not finding it.
I'm not finding it either. And in her video as well, when she was talking about racism in America, she had videos of protests. She had videos of like AOC speaking, because like AOC tends to be the boogie woman of the Democratic Party, and people are like, yeah, she's too, you know how people act with AOC. But my that's my biggest frustration, is just like, you want to advocate for change in this country, yet you don't understand
the change that's needed.
Like, when we see all these different issues when it comes to like racism and gun legislation, all these hot button topics where people are just going back and forth, but people overall just want change, and they want to feel safe and secure in the environment that we're living in. That's the common thread. We don't.
Yep. And there's a happy medium somewhere in there for every party. We just have to be able to find it. And I don't know, maybe we need somebody who's like an independent party to come in and just,
that's what I'm saying,
figure it out.
I think we completely need a change from the two-party system, even though people like to claim that we don't have a two-party system, because people from other parties are more than welcome to run. But that's historically they don't ever do well. I think we need more.
I wish they would, though.
A little history, major fact.
Do it.
George Washington was very opposed of a two-party system. He said, if we have a two-party system in America, America would fail as a nation.
And look what's happening.
I was gonna say, like, where we're coming from.
And look at where we're now.
Seriously, and on a technicality, that's someone's main arguing point, is that, oh, technically it's not a two-party system. But look, when election time comes up and you have different independent parties, no one's getting through the primaries.
People get angry at those who vote independently.
Yeah, because people,
it's a waste of a vote.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's not a waste of a vote.
It shouldn't be viewed as that.
If more people voted independently, then it
maybe
would
turn the tides. Maybe, because I feel like people always feel the need to go one side or the other, and regardless of where you lean, overall, it shouldn't just be like a, if you're with us, you're against us thing. Yeah. So we'll see what else comes out of this new election season.
Some good candidates to come out of this next election. Fingers crossed. The Kansas City Chiefs were banned from watching Rihanna.
As they should be.
Which everybody was watching Rihanna. If you weren't watching Rihanna, what were you doing? Go Riri. Okay. Without a doubt, everyone watched it. I'm telling you, it was crazy. Except for the NFL champions. Before they won the game against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Chiefs went to the lockers but could not see Riri sing, "Where have you been, Quarterback Patrick Mahomes said, and quote, "Coach Andy Reid told us, if you go out to watch the performance, just keep walking because you're not playing the rest of the game," end quote. Well, maybe they needed a hype up moment. I don't know. But at the time, the Chiefs were down 10 points, and many would think that's how they won and beat the Birds. Okay. I hate that you keep bringing it up that they beat the Birds. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm just mad now. No, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that.
I'm gonna make this a quote from Victor.
Quote from Victor Muniz Rosa.
He said, and quote, "Bird should have practiced instead of enjoying the halftime show. Look at Mahomes with the trophy. Could have been Bird glory. You guys messed up." End quote. Victor Muniz Rosa.
You know what really hurts my soul is that this man doesn't even care about football, and he just wants to see me suffer.
This man is just
No,
evil.
no.
I'm a baseball fan, so I don't care about football.
He's a
But he
fan.
loves to sit
Yankees.
next to me watching the Super Bowl and completely clown me the entire time. I'm literally sitting there, blanket over my eyes, like I can't watch, and they're all just making comments at me,
That's
and then
really-
including that quote, thinking I was gonna read that.
That was really inconsiderate. It was
awful.
triggering.
Yeah,
No, I like it.
It's just a game.
You know,
No, it's not.
You're just a game, okay?
Whoa.
Ow. Got him. Boom. But you know what? I think it's interesting to have banned them for watching Rihanna because
I think it's funny.
it's funny. You know, like it's kind of like they got grounded.
Yeah, it's like a
No,
middle school
you're
punishment.
doing badly. You're in timeout.
No Rihanna for you.
Time out. I would have sobbed if
No
my
seeing
coach-
Rihanna's comeback. You're done.
You know how
Imagine she
triggering?
was like your favorite artist ever, and this was like gonna be the first
I
time
would
you got to
crawl
see
on the
her.
ground sobbing, begging and pleading with the coach.
I'd be like, I guess I'm leaving.
No, literally. Yeah.
They're being paid to like play football, not
Yeah.
like watch. I don't know. Whenever I played sports, like we always had like our halftime like meeting. There was never like
Did you have
frolicking.
Rihanna?
Did you? Yeah.
No, you're right. You're
But
right.
I
But
was
like
gonna say,
I'm
you
just
didn't have
saying,
Rihanna.
like, theoretically, like
No, but
No.
like they couldn't even put it on the TV.
That's fair.
You know, like just as background noise. during
You're
the
so
game.
right because like I grew up an athlete too. Like
I've never
I-
frolic
ob-
during halftime.
Okay,
just
but like, okay,
watch
but,
Rihanna.
but like, we're not frolicking. No, we just want her playing on the TV in the background as hype
Oh, yeah.
music.
I-
Duh.
for sure. Whatever I would be doing during this halftime show is not frolicking, but I can't say that on air.
No.
But like truthfully, I get it from an athlete's perspective. Like you got to focus on like
Yeah.
getting your team together and stuff like that. But like as a fan,
But as
Of
a
Miss
Rihanna,
Rihanna.
fan,
Maybe I'm biased because I was always the one performing the halftime shows at my school, but I feel like this is just silly. It's not bad, but it feels like when
I
a
mean-
parent, when you go to your parent and you're like, "Hey, on Fridays, can I go to the movies?" And your parent's like, "I don't know. Your history grade looks like it's a C+ right now. Raise it up to a B-, and I'll think about it."
yeah,
It gives that energy, and it's so silly to think about these grown individuals that can pummel me to the ground being grounded
Break
like I
you,
was in
you know,
middle
it's
school.
fine.
that's funny.
But you know, I think also we forget it was also the championship game, so you want
Yeah,
them in
it's
the
the
right
Super
head.
Bowl.
No, for
space.
sure. I completely
big
agree.
And maybe that's what made them win. Who knows?
Yeah, when the
Maybe. No,
Eagles.
I don't want to hear it, Victor.
I didn't say any
They
team
don't
names.
them win a really horrible call, but we're not gonna
But
get
we're
it.
not-
Many,
A
horrible call that
many
wouldn't
horrible
stop the
throws,
rain.
and a lot of holding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too many,
Yeah.
a little too much.
too much.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Literally,
Don't even
You're
like
saying
football. You don't even like football.
I didn't say that. I'm seeing people crash into each other and get on the touchdown and stuff. But
You
You know,
Those
you
are
know,
the only things you know about football.
sports ball. You know,
Literally,
yes,
It's
I love
so
seeing that. I
frustrating.
love when
if I had to see him in a Chiefs jersey one more time, he kept sending me the picture. I was gonna
I
buy
love
it.
the picture of him holding the Eagles balloon.
That's my favorite picture. See, that's okay. That's acceptable.
There is a picture of Victor in a little chair holding a Victor holding
Eagles
an
balloon.
balloon,
And what-
not a
But there's
Victor balloon.
also a picture of him wearing Joe Forbes Mahomes jersey, and it's disgusting.
This is
I'm
Victor's
sorry.
cancel
What I,
arc.
What
This is his cancel.
at the end of the game, the Eagles balloons deflated on the ground, and
Oh.
Victor's sitting on the chair like sad, but doesn't even care.
He's in his
There's the
Del-
picture.
delete it. Delete it. I don't
There's
want to
the
see it. The
picture for
picture
the
for everybody on
motivates.
Zoom. You can see it. He's pointing at his Mahomes jersey, which is not even his Mahomes jersey.
Tragedy.
And if he had worn that in my household, we would have fought because I'm not having it.
That's so real.
But whatever.
They're gonna.
Yeah.
He's
You can
gonna show
you can
the
leave
other
that
one.
one up. That's fine.
Yeah, but I do get
And then for those
Look
on
at
Zoom,
him.
this is Victor with his Eagles balloon.
You so far down in that chair.
G chair.
he's on the ground.
Coming back up. Anyway,
Yeah.
before I ruin any more lives, I need to get into the next aspect of this
I
halftime
wanted to
show.
this villain era after this.
But aside from the Chiefs being banned from seeing Rihanna during the halftime show, they did miss a really, really awesome sight. And this was this ASL performer that absolutely rocked the show
I keep
during
seeing her on TikTok.
It's incredible. So it's not we're not talking about Rihanna right now. Rihanna's performance, though great, this ASL performer
Even better.
even better. So this interpreter who helped those who are deaf and hard of hearing enjoy the Apple Music halftime show. There have been videos circulating of this performer, Justina Miles, for her signing of Rihanna's hits. She also helped actress Cheryl Lee Ralph's rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing during her career. But Miles said, quote, "It's not only for me to share this experience with the whole world, but to really bring the empowerment to millions and millions of Black deaf people all over the country who've never really seen that before." End quote. During the big game broadcast, there were many ASL performers, including actor Troy Coster, who is the first deaf man to win an Oscar. This woman, Justina Miles, you are absolutely destroying the game, and I'm so happy that she went on to say that she really wanted to empower millions of Black deaf people all over the country, just because hearing that and hearing, like, now that she has the platform to speak on it, I'm so glad that she gave the deaf community the spotlight it truly deserves, because it's a community that's often overlooked, and you see that a lot in media production. You know what I mean? A lot of people, or honestly, any production, any event, a lot of people forget about the deaf community and creating experiences for those communities and other disabled communities as well.
Yeah.
And this is just so, it's just so empowering to see the intersectionalities at play when it comes to this. And on top of that, aside from how groundbreaking her just being there is, that girl, she was getting into it.
She put in word.
Truly, she
Come
was
on.
working for the
She
show.
was.
Like,
And you could tell she was having the time of her life.
honestly, like, I would totally like want to dance with her. Like, her energy was
She's
so,
that.
her energy was so
Nobody can see me other
infectious,
than Facebook.
and like she made signing, like, for someone who is hearing it, you could feel the story that she was trying to convey, and that was just like empowerment. She was
She was putting in that Rihanna energy.
yes, and I was just so happy to see her do that, just because we don't get enough representation for disabled communities in the media. So her being there, girl, you better go ahead. Go ahead.
She killed it. She really did. She was amazing. So, as a citizen of the United States of America, the most important thing is to follow the law and brush your teeth. True. However, some laws around the United States are really weird.
So real.
One example comes from Arizona. It is illegal to interfere with a claw machine in the Grand Canyon state.
Dang it.
What?
Yeah. Don't interfere with it.
Well,
You
then-
get in big trouble.
Well, then lock me up.
Alex is over here doing all the cheating.
Like, I'll lock me up. I'm conning.
Lock me up. I got that stuffed animal. Okay. The law states, are you guys ready? End quote. No person shall alter the game so the claw is unable to grab prizes, display prizes in a way where the claw is unable to grab those prizes, use money as prizes, or award prizes in the game which are redeemable for cash or currency. End quote. So basically it's helping people out. Because like some claw games,
That's true.
they do the thing where it's like every 10 plays or 20 plays you win.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a little pressed about the no money thing, because I want to make a little bag.
To make a little bag.
I can't. They won't let me.
Well, you're not in Arizona, so it's fine.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay, next
I like
one.
how they word it like it's like a commandment out of the Bible.
Thou shalt not
That's
prize.
alter claw.
Law is all.
Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This one's even better. In the city of Meriden, Connecticut, you cannot sell silly string to a minor.
What?
Truth.
You know, I support that.
The law says, and quote, no person shall sell or offer silly string or like products to a minor unless that minor is accompanied by a parent or legal guardian, end quote.
What are like products? Like what?
Like similar things to silly string, I guess, or like off brands of silly string. I don't know.
Interesting.
I just know that if it's spraying and it's a string, you can't sell it to a minor.
Oh,
All right.
It's dangerous.
what happens if you get like a piece of string and just say it's funny? It's silly. It's a little silly piece of string.
This is a funny
Yeah,
guy.
minor, Alex.
Yeah.
So
Alex, stay.
so I have to be 18 years or older to buy silly string.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like because it was a specific town, it's probably like a minor did something with silly string and it was really dangerous, and then they just. I can't.
It's funny today.
Oh.
Do you have to show a valid ID? when
Yes.
you
Just like when you have to like show a valid ID to buy like medicine or
What?
alcohol.
Show an ID.
I wonder if
Yeah,
it's like a
medicine,
health
you have to show an ID.
Reminds me of
Hmm.
how in New York they just recently banned anybody under 21 from buying whipped cream.
No,
What?
Yeah,
21 and below, you said?
no.
anybody below 21 cannot buy whipped
You
cream. in New
could, you
York.
can't buy whipped cream nitrous cartridges to like refill your whipped cream with nitrous.
I'm sorry, you can refill your whipped cream.
Yeah, with the
See, like,
nitrous.
Cool Whip,
like,
you just
I
can't
wouldn't
buy
know.
whipped cream.
You can't buy the little nitrous
That's so funny. Like you can buy the tubs of the
Cool.
So it's
Whip.
the
It's the can.
It's
It's the can.
I see.
But here's
That
the
was
thing.
good.
I like
That was
if I'm
good.
gonna get whipped cream, you better believe I'm gonna get it in
In
a
the
can.
Thing.
Yeah.
I just googled it and Associated Press News says it's false.
Oh.
No.
Not
so
according to my
you said it
one
was like
friend who lives
The
in
nitrous
New York.
capsules.
It's
you can't-
exactly.
Oh,
I had to
really?
Google it just in case. You know,
The capsules?
fact checking. I gotta say it's false. It's
I
the
got you,
nitrous
Victor.
right
I
there.
knew.
Yeah.
Let's go,
But
Victor.
I wanted to check it up just in case.
Of
So
course,
now you know. Now you know.
I heard
But,
it. I
Go
heard it from my
Yankees.
friend who lives in New York, so
Yeah.
they might have
I'm
gotten
walking
the info
here.
wrong.
but Associated Press.
I'll believe Associated Press.
So yeah, keep going. We got more laws.
We do have more laws. So this next one is in Georgia. Ready?
Georgia.
A chicken can't cross the road.
Stop.
I'm not-
No. How do they
don't
tell
know
the
if
joke?
they're gonna lock up chickens? Are they gonna send the chickens to jail? Are they gonna find the chickens?
Georgia
And with
has
chicken currency? I don't know, but let's find out. The domestic fowl running at large law said, end quote, it shall be Sorry. It shall be unlawful for any person owning or controlling chickens, ducks, geese, or any other domestic fowl to allow the same to run at large upon the streets or alleys of the city, or to be upon the premises of any person without the consent of such other person. End quote.
This
So
is
wait,
like
pause.
animalist.
I have so many questions. Why do all the domestic fowl have to be owned by someone? I know plenty of geese that aren't owned by
This is
anybody.
giving oppression. Like seriously. Like
Justice for the animals, guys.
That's pretty
the
foul.
animal-
Alex, I think you're done. I think I have to turn your mic off because
Why did the chicken cross the road can't happen anymore? Because they're not.
why did the chicken
crossing.
cross the road? Why didn't the
It
chicken
didn't.
cross the road?
Because
Because it's against the law.
illegal.
Because the
That's
was a
it.
act
Legislation.
of
joke now.
protest.
Why did the chicken cross the road? In active protest.
The
There you
chickens
go. That's the new
and
joke.
geese just having little picket signs down their road.
Oh.
Animal Farm.
It's Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Good
the
book.
pigs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See the
crazy.
movie.
Okay. We have one last law.
Law.
Are you ready?
Lay down the law.
In the state of Florida, you can't feed the alligators, which actually this one's kind of valid. I can't even lie. So the law is, in quote, no person can feed an alligator unless they are licensed or have to do it for scientific or educational purposes. End quote. which makes sense because once you feed those gators, they really come back around, and who wants
Oh,
that?
yeah, no, they're not like the little squirrels where like you can throw a piece of bread and then they scurry away. Like these,
No. These are
these
big
guys,
gators.
they down for some blood. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm okay. What? Because like, what is to say I throw something at them, right? Like a
Yeah.
little piece of food, and they don't come back up for my arm. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
what if they want your arm?
what
Are
if
you
they
not gonna
specifically want
you're
my
not gonna
arm?
give them your arm?
No, not particularly.
Why
Like that's
not?
not, I'm not really interested
I
in
don't know
doing
why
that.
you're not interested
I
in that.
love the body that I've been given, you know what I mean? I'm
But
not
so do
gonna
the alligators.
Yeah, they can admire from afar. That's okay.
But what if they want your arm?
They can find
They
someone
can't even
else.
pay you for it?
No.
No?
No.
But
Not
what
no-
if you're feeding them? Why can't they?
But the thing is, I'm not. It's
But
illegal.
that they want
I don't
your arm.
condone criminal activity, Gabby.
But do you condone them giving you your
I'm not
arm?
giving them anything.
Well, maybe they're
'Cause
just gonna take it, and
I-
then that's illegal.
Yeah, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
So then we can then lock up the gators,
I-
find them.
Lock 'em up.
maybe
If they take your arm without consent.
I don't know. I feel like that's just called a zoo
No.
at that
Oh.
point.
Oh,
Can you give them Gatorade?
so true. I don't know, I mean, I guess that's
It's
what
meant
feeding
for
them.
them.
Yeah,
That's
it's meant
giving
for
them.
them.
That's giving
That's-
them.
That's
fluid.
hydrating them,
Electrolytes.
which they need.
They do need hydration.
Electrolytes.
They're electrolytes.
They're
So
electrolytes, so they
could be
can
more-
properly take off Tyree's arm.
right
Yeah, give them the aid
without
they
my
need.
consent for sure.
So
Well, no, I mean you're gonna condone it
But
because
the
you're gonna feel bad.
I feel like you're missing the part where I
think-
said
I think
no.
I think you can grow another arm.
Yeah, like I identify as a starfish from
I
time
knew
to time.
it.
what am I?
I knew it.
Do you think
Patrick Starring slick.
gators would like to wear Crocs?
No, they
No.
hate Crocs.
They look like gator sized Crocs.
Oh wait, no, only crocodiles would.
They wear gators,
Oh,
but
can-
they don't wear
Can
Crocs.
we get crocodile sized Crocs?